in the same Mundakopanishad, it mentions, when does one come to a guru? Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedamayat na asti akritakritena tad vijnanartham gurumeva abhigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtam. When does a person turn towards Guru or God? Parikshalokan karmachitan. After having done all kinds of things in this world and carefully having understood what? That which cannot be attained through actions, which is beyond the actions, cannot be understood by the activities of the world. Such a thing needs to be understood only with the grace of a Guru. So in a way, the person thinks he can attain everything, the highest happiness by doing activities in the world. Karmachitan, he has done all kinds of activities. Nasti. At the end he realizes that akrita through the krita cannot be attained. That divinity which is beyond actions cannot be attained through all the actions of the world. Now, not knowing how to attain that divinity, the highest peace, satisfaction and bliss, tad vijnanartham, to know what is the way to that divine realization, gurumeva abhigachet, he goes to a guru. And how does he go? Samitpani, he goes with dry wood in his hands, firewood basically, because gurus were conducting yajna yagas, they needed dry firewood, but that was symbolic of one's detachment and complete renunciation. So that when Guru teaches, the wood should catch fire. If it's wet wood, green wood, it won't catch fire. Only smoke will come. Guru will also cough, Shishya will also cough. Nobody will learn anything in that process. Ma'abid vishavahai. So dry wood means dry minds, bereft of all attachments, bereft of all ideas of I and mine, the individuality, the personality. This man has completely observed that this world is not worth struggling for. I need the higher knowledge. And only after having got blows and bashings and all kinds of disappointments in the world, the person turns towards God. It's not straight away. He turns towards God. After having observed everything and not found any happiness and the satisfaction, only then the person turns towards God. But how should he turn towards God? Samitpanihi. Like a Shishya approaches a Guru with dry wood in his hand, he should approach the Guru with a dry mind, which does not have any attachment or individuality. And what kind of Guru he should approach? Shrotriyam, who is learned of all the scriptures. He knows the scriptural truths. Brahmanishtam, and is completely dedicated to the idea of Brahman, in the sense he is established in the knowledge of Brahman. Blind person cannot lead another blind man. The Guru must be the knower of the truth to lead the Shishya who is still struggling to know the truth. But Shishya also has to be qualified, Guru also has to be qualified. Guru's qualification, he should be learned in all the scriptures. He should understand and experience the scriptures as Brahmanishta. And Shishya's qualification is come with a dry mind, detached mind. Last of the Dashangas is detachment. Only after you have practiced all the 10 values and finally come to the state of detachment that you are even ready to turn towards the Guru. Otherwise, turning towards the Guru also will be of no use to you because you have not practiced the earlier values, especially the last two of discrimination and detachment. So whatever you do does not qualify you to become a good disciple because you will not understand whatever Guru says. I see this often that theoretically we are very good at understanding whatever is being taught or told. Practically we fail to apply this in our daily lives. But what is the point in all the theory? If you read the menu, your stomach doesn't get filled. You must order what is on the menu and eat it. That's when your stomach gets satisfied. But most of the people have become very learned scholars now because they have read a lot of Upanishads and heard a lot of discourses. And they're very articulate in repeating it like parrots also. But at the end, if the practice has not happened, if the discrimination and detachment, which is the final two values, have not happened, nothing has happened. Even if your turning towards Guru will be futile. Because whatever Guru says will not go inside your head. It's like trying to light fire to a wet piece of wood. No fire will be lit. So make this process of learning and teaching happen smoothly, spontaneously, naturally, both Shishya and the Guru have to be prepared. This is the most important part of being in an ashram, in the Sannidhi of a Guru, is to prepare yourself to receive the knowledge that the Guru has come to give. If you don't prepare yourself and think that somehow some magic will happen and you will attain that knowledge, then we are only fooling ourselves. So this is very important. Bhagavan would say, Kadvantora, Nirantera, Kavalanna Ikkuvaradura. Whatever is the size of your vessel, so would be the content of water in it. Even if you dip the vessel, small vessel, in a small pond, in a well, in a river, or the big ocean, the amount of water it can hold is according to the size of the vessel, not size of the water body. Likewise, Guru's knowledge may be immense and infinite, but Shishya's capacities are small, therefore the knowledge transfer would not happen. Qualification of a Shishya is extremely, extremely important to benefit from the presence and the wisdom of the Guru. And most important qualification, as I said, once you practice all those 5 C's and 5 D's and finally you reach the last two, most difficult, discrimination and detachment. Nitya, Nitya Viveka, Vastu Viveka, Jiva or Maya Viveka, whichever way you call it, that discrimination. Satya, Satya Viveka. After that comes detachment. The important aspect of being in a situation like what we are in is to prepare oneself to be a good disciple. That's all it is. Good Guru is there. Good knowledge will happen. All effort here is to prepare oneself to be a good receiver of that knowledge, good disciple. And till there is an individuality in you, you cannot be a good disciple. Till you have a mind of your own, you can't have two swords in the same scabbard. Likewise, two heads cannot be existing in the process of learning and teaching. The teacher must pass the wisdom, the Shishya must be empty vessel to receive and also a big vessel as much as he can absorb. So this preparedness to be a good disciple is the essence of all the work that we do over here in this ashram. You work as a student or study as a student, you work in the hospital or in the canteen or in the administration or be a devotee who comes here. All these are just activities to help you become a deserving recipient of the knowledge of Guru. And that discipleship is nothing but deservedness to receive the knowledge. And all the efforts that we are putting here is to just become more deserving as disciples. If that is not happening at the end, the most important part, as I said, is discrimination and then detachment. Then we cannot become good disciples. We have a mind of our own, then Guru's mind also enters, there is chaos and confusion. Unless your mind is surrendered to the Guru cannot teach you anything. That is the most important sadhana. All efforts here is just to prepare oneself to be good recipients, good disciples, deserving disciples of the wisdom of the Guru. Otherwise, it's a wasted opportunity. It's like you pour as much as you want on an upside down vessel, no water will enter. Rains are happening, water is there, but water won't enter because it's all upside down, it's turned upside down. So preparedness is what I am trying to teach you, how to prepare yourselves to be good disciples so that you benefit from all that you are able to receive here. And you go back full, not empty. Krishna and Arjuna, I was reading a book. One group of people came from an ashram of Adgadananda Ji Maharaj from UP. And they brought this book called Yathartha Gita. It's basically Bhagavad Gita. Commentary is by Maharaj Ji, Swami Adgadananda Ji. And I was just going through the pages. It reminded me of one guru and disciple of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, who knew he knows better than Krishna. In the first chapter, if you read Bhagavad Gita, is Krishna who is the listener, who is simply listening to whatever Arjuna is blabbering. And somehow Arjuna thinks he knows better. Oh, this is not the right thing to do. I don't want to fight the war. Why should I kill my people? I rather beg and eat. What greatness will I achieve by killing my kith and kin? Some continuous nonsense was blabbering. Why? No discrimination. No detachment. And went on and on and on and on. And full first chapter, Krishna, poor Guru, just listen to all that absolute blabber. And then in the second chapter, Arjuna gets more intense. My hands are shivering, my legs are shaking, my throat is parched. Then finally Krishna gives him, what is this? Are you out of your mind? Have you lost your mind? What's wrong with you? This is what Krishna tells him. Klaibhyam magama. Don't become a napunsaka, means unmanly in your ways. You are a Kshatriya. What is this fearfulness? Are you out of your mind? He gives him a mouthful. Then Arjuna is shaken out of this reverie of going on, telling himself something or the other. Then Krishna says, then Arjuna listens. Finally, Arjuna says, I think I am confused. He accepts first. See, he doesn't accept in the beginning. Full first chapter, he thinks he's right. He goes on telling Krishna, I am right. This is what should be done. This is the right thing to do. I should be following this. And goes on telling like that. Till Krishna shakes him and says, what are you doing? You're behaving like unmanly. Personal people will laugh at you in the future. Then Arjuna says, okay, I'm confused, I think. So first acknowledgement comes from Arjuna, this discriminates, so I think I'm doing the wrong thing. And then he says, Karpanya dosho, apahat swabhavaha. My nature is not this, to be fearful, to be confused, to be despondent. Swabhava is not, my true nature is not that, apahata. My nature has been as if hijacked, stolen away from me. Karpanya dosho. Because of my cowardice, because I'm not able to face my fears. Therefore, I have become coward. And so my true nature has been lost to me. Pritchami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha. Therefore, I ask you, having lost my discrimination, sammuda, I have become confused, deluded, attached. So I am unable to discriminate and decide for myself. So pritchami tvam, I am asking you, please tell me, yat shreyaha Nishchitam bruhi tanme. Please tell me what is shreya, means what is good, not what is easy, not what is pleasant, not what I like to do, what is favorable to me. I shall keep aside all my thinking, all my deciding, all my understanding, all my personality, fears, and ask you, tell me what is right thing to do, not what is easy, pleasant, or what I want to do at this point in time. Tell me what is shreya. Shreyascha preyascha, we know that. Tell me what is right. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. I am surrendering to you, prapannam. How? As a shishya. I am not coming to you as a cousin, as a friend, as a relative, or even as a king or a warrior. Or in this case, your master in the chariot. I am coming to you out of this foolishness of not being able to decide what is right, what is wrong, because somehow my nature is lost to me. And now I request your help in deciding what is the right thing to do. Fully aware that it may not be what I like to do at this point of time, what I want to do at this point of time. I'm aware of that. With this awareness, I come to you to teach me what is right. How? As a disciple. What was the reason I told you the previous shloka? What is the deservedness of a disciple? To be like a piece of dry wood. So now Arjuna has thrown all the attachments out and says, now I am coming to you unattached to my own ideas of what I think is right and good. Please teach me. Then Krishna takes the podium. Here onwards, Krishna starts speaking. And he teaches him through the Bhagavad Gita, all the chapters. Plenty of them. This is the second chapter. We go all the way till 18th chapter. Teaches him about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and also the nature of the self and the Jiva Brahma relationship. Purushottama, Daiva Asura Sampada Vibhage. He also tells what is the discrimination between right and wrong. Buddhi Yoga, name it. The whole Bhagavad Gita goes like that. At the end, the last chapter, Sri Krishna says, I am done with all my teaching. I am done with all my teaching. And what am I going to do now? He says, Itime jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyatayam tamam maya. Itite jnanam akyatam. This knowledge of mine, jnanam akyatam, I have spoken to you about. Guhyat guhyataram maya. This is the secret of the secrets. This ultimate secret. That is what I have told you in the whole of Bhagavad Gita. Because before that, no Guru has spoken in such detail about all the aspects of human existence. The detailing of Bhagavad Gita is so wonderful. So he says, I am telling you about it. Itite jnanamakyatam guhyat guhyataram maya. Then he says, I have done my part. What is your part? Vimbrashyeta asheshena, he says. Think about it now. Asheshena. Without leaving anything to misunderstanding, not understanding, or wrong understanding. Understand everything that I've spoken to you, contemplate on it now, digest. Then yathe tatha kuru, he says. Now then you do as you please. I'm not going to come and tell, let's start the battle, let's start fighting. After having heard me for 17 or 16 chapters, having told you several times over and over again, all my knowledge, the entire secret of entire universe I've explained to you. Now vimrishyeta dasheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. Think about it deeply, contemplate on it, realize it, and then decide to do what you want. See, Krishna doesn't say, I'm deciding it for you. You stay here or you go away, you work here, you don't work here. I'm not deciding anything for you. I'm just telling you what is right, what is good, and what is the ultimate truth, what is the ultimate secret. And I've done it with all my honesty and all my abilities. I've not hidden anything from you. I've spoken everything that I know of as a good guru. Some gurus are there very jealous. They don't want to tell all the knowledge to disciples. Dronacharya was like that. He kept that Brahma Astra Vidya only for his son. Didn't teach anybody else. But this Krishna is a very good guru. He teaches everything that he knows and says, now you decide what you need to do. Yathe tatha kuru. I am not going to interfere with your decision making. Good sense prevails after 16 chapters. And Arjuna says, what does he say? All of you us know. Nashto moha smritir labdha. My delusions have been destroyed and I have regained my discrimination, my memory, what is right, what is wrong. Somehow I had got deluded. Tvatprasadad mayachyuta, because of your grace, I am incapable of this realization. I know my mind. Chanchalam himanaha. I know my mind. I was incapable of even coming to this conclusion. Your grace has brought me this far. So he says, Nashto moha smritir labdha tvatprasad mayachyuta sitosmi gata sandeha. I have become steady. Sita. Earlier I was unsteady. Monday one decision, Tuesday another decision, Wednesday another. I'm steady now. Sitosmi gata sandeha. All my doubts have been dispelled. So, what shall I do now? Karishye vachanam tava. Sweetest 3 words that Krishna heard in the whole of Bhagavad Gita from Arjuna. All other words are just questions and investigations and doubts and fears and apprehensions and all kinds of curiosity. But these 3 words he says, because this has happened to me, nashto moha smritir labdha, I have lost the delusion and regained my memory, discrimination, by your grace. So, now I am steady and all my doubts have gone. Therefore, what I will do, I shall do not as I please, but as you please. Karishye vachanam tava. That surrender finally happens. And what does Krishna say immediately? Don't worry about doing and not doing. Sarva dharman parityajya. Forget about all these idea of I am the doer, I am not going to be the doer, I am going to be the sinner or saint. Forget all this. I just wanted to hear these 3 words from you. Here, now you are my responsibility. He says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Come to my refuge, come surrender to me. Leaving all these idea of you're a Kshatriya, non-Kshatriya, you're fighting with your kith or kin, or why you're fighting, what is the reason. Forget all that. Just come and surrender to me. Mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami mashucha. Even if you commit a sin, because you are still learning, there may be mistakes, you may make mistakes in the future also. I will forgive all of them if you surrender to me. You are going to kill your kith and kin. There is a sin associated with it, okay. After this also, there is the rest of your life ahead of you. You might make mistakes there also, okay. If you are surrendered to me, I shall forgive you, I shall accept you, forgiving all your shortcomings and sins. Moksha ishyami, and I'll free you from all these idea of bondage, of doership and enjoyship. I'll free you from that. Moksha ishyami mashucha. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Mashucha, don't worry. I shall take care. If you sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam praja. And then Vyasa is thrilled by listening to this whole story. And he concludes, Yatra Yogishwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvaniti Matirmama. Wherever such a guru as Krishna and such a disciple as Arjuna exist together, Yogishwara, Brahmanishta, Yogishwara exists, and Dhanurdhara, Samitpanihi, he exists. When they come together, possibilities are infinite. They can achieve anything. Shri, prosperity of all material and spiritual. Vijaya, conquering their inside and outside both. Vibhuti, or the glory, the name, whatever you call it. All Vijaya, Shri, Bhuti, it will happen. And not that it will happen only now. Dhruvaniti. This is a law which is eternal, undisputed, unchangeable law. Wherever such a guru and such a disciple come, a disciple with such detached surrender, and a guru with such clear knowledge of the self, they come together, anything is possible. Shri Vijaya Bhuti. Infinite are the possibilities when they come together. This is the beauty of a Guru Shishya Parampara. This is the beauty of the scriptural truths that Guru teaches to the Shishya. And of all, the greatest of all teachers is Sri Krishna himself, because he lives that every day. And if you want one example of whatever he said just now, Atma Krida Atma Ratihi Kriyavan Esha Brahma Vidam Varishta, Sri Krishna is the highest example. Sitting in the middle of a battlefield and teaching the highest Vedantic truth, not just that, taking the responsibility of that faltering disciple and assuring him of moksha only upon his surrender. What an example of Guru and what an example of Shishya Bhagavad Gita presents. And it's not that today if you overcome your mind and its vagaries, tomorrow it's not going to act up again. It will do. Till the mind is fully dissolved into the divine, it will keep popping up every now and then and doing some nonsense. Every time it does, go back to Bhagavad Gita, go back to this Arjuna's way of doing things, go back to understanding Krishna's compassion, go back to this process. 5 steps. Shishyasteham, I am your disciple. Krishna says, Yadechasi tatha Guru, as you please, do as you please. Karishye vachanam tava, moksha ishyami mashucha, dhruva niti matir mama. This is the life story of all gurus and disciples. Starts with discipleship, being prepared as a detached disciple. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Then Krishna teaches everything and says, Vimrishyete dadeshena yathechasi tatha kuru. Then Arjuna says, Sitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. And then Krishna says, Moksha ishyami mashucha. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami mamshucha. And then Vyasa jumps in joy. Yatra Yogishwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruva Niti Matir Mama.